morning. Welcome back to Friday 15. So we have 15 minutes. We're going to jump right in. So last time we were here, we spoke about camera, AI as it pertains to camera analytics. So cameras by itself are essentially, they're just picking up colors, dots of color. And the AI comes and creates meaning and context out of those dots, human meanings. This is a face, this is a vehicle, so forth. So today, we are going to be talking about AI-driven networking. So networks are very complex enterprises. There's so much that can happen. Can you create some type of human-like meaning out of it? So, for example, support ticket comes in. What could have been the cause for that problem? Anything and everything. So try to get those pixels, those different colors, and once again, shape it into meaning. Then we're going to go one step further and see how we can communicate with the AI. So instead of the AI talking to us, we talk to the AI, and that's a chat GPT portion of it. We are then going to look further afield and see what's to come in the future, and then leave you with some recommendations and resources. Okay, so with us today in the studio is, or as a guest, I should say, is Jamie Stant from Juniper Networks. He is a regional sales director. Welcome, Jamie, to the program.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Okay, so before we start, tell us why Juniper is so awesome and amazing. Give us a 30-second pitch.
Sure. Yeah, Juniper's been in the networking business for a long time. And we're well known for what we've done, really been the creators of what built up the internet and what we know as the internet today. And over the last few years, as we've pivoted, we've embraced and invested in AI and artificial intelligence, and really trying to use artificial intelligence to change how we go about day-to-day activities, right? How does your network run? How does it run better? What are the problems? Things like that.
Okay, so then moving right into those daily time wasters. Okay, so you have a tech support team. They get a ticket. Kevin writes in, I'm making up the name Kevin. My internet's down. Give us an example. Like what could the AI actually do to solve your networking problems?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So with the addition of AI into networking, right? Historically, we had always looked at what's going on in the network. Is my device good? Is my switch, is my router, is my firewall good? And what we've done is adding in AI. We're saying, well, what's actually going on with the user? Can they connect? How is the experience? One of the things that we talk about in here really regularly is that there's two complaints, right? I can't connect, or my Wi-Fi sucks, right? It's as simple as that. But that's really where AI comes in, right? And it ingests all sorts of different data and collection points to really give you details as to why does the Wi-Fi, why is it bad? Why can I not connect? And so that's really where AI is making a game change for people in the networking industry.
Cool. So it can then, so I'm thinking of the user experience. You have the user experience of the person on the other end, my Wi-Fi sucks. But then you also have the user experience of the IT technicians who are trying to fix that. So they get this ticket, and now does the AI then solve it after the fact, or can it inform them even before Kevin tells you the AI sucks?
Yeah, exactly. So it can do both, right? It can know what's going on within the network. It can identify it. It grabs the data that's being collected, is put into some kind of timestamp, and then it's able to correlate it. Because one of the biggest challenges for a network technician trying to troubleshoot a problem is my Wi-Fi didn't work well at this time of day, but maybe it's working better here. Maybe I moved to a different office, and now it's not working so good as it did before.
Cool. Okay, so let's think. So it tells you what the problems are. It tells you if APs are down. It tells you really, let's move on to the next part so we can actually, it tells you everything really. So we are going to move right ahead and actually put it to the test. So it tells you things. The question is, can you tell it things? So until ChatGPT changed everything, the assumption is you have to kind of like talk like a robot or walk like a robot in order to relate to a robot. And now we can actually use what's termed as NLP, natural language processing. So it actually understands my requests, my prompts, my needs from it. So my understanding is that Mist AI, Juniper, has its own robot.
Yes, yeah, that's correct. So
that
we
you
have a
can talk
robot.
to.
Yeah, so right, the days of trying to interpret and use expressions and really complicated pieces of data to get your answers to questions is out the door, right? So we integrated a robot, if you will, a chatbot named
Okay.
Marvis.
Marvis. So it's a male chatbot. It's not female AI assistant. That already gets lots of points from me. Well done, Juniper. Okay, so you have Marvis, your AI chatbot, and you can talk to it. So I know that you have here a demo. So we're going to actually see and put it to the test. Audience, I'm not sure if it's going to work, but you can try. I know on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, you can put in some comments that will come over to me. LinkedIn, try it, see what happens. If you have a question for Marvis, send them over and we will see and try to make it work. So Jamie, off you go. So let's see. So let's get into the life of our IT tech. So go ahead, show us, blow us away.
All right, so this is kind of our AI collection, right? The data that you get for AI doesn't mean anything until you have a means to do so. So if you're a network person and you have an access point, this gives you the ability to see, hey, is it offline? Do we have a coverage hole? If we have a switch, it can give you things like missing VLANs, loops detected, bad cables, and so on. So there's all sorts of different pieces. But as you mentioned, it's the chatbot and the ability to actually go dive into this, right? So Marvis is our chatbot. It's our means and way to communicate naturally, right? So one of the things that we can ask is, hey, who are my unhappy users, right? So I can literally ask that kind of a question. So who are my unhappy users, right? And really what I'm saying is, who's not having an ideal experience on the network today? And how do I figure that out and what's going on with them? So as you can see, it provided back data points, right? These users are not, having Wi-Fi issues at some sites. And we can go now take this data and individually go do that. But let's say you have a user that calls in, and we talked about this, right? Somebody said, hey, I had a bad experience, right? My username is, I think a good one is Denali here. So
okay, so somebody there called Denali, he says my Wi-Fi is bad. Yep. Okay.
So we can kind of ask the chatbot, the specific user, how is Denali doing? And we can get the data, check in client Denali, and it can say, oh, hey, Denali failed to connect because of authorization failure. And if we click on this little chat, it'll give us additional details, right? Things about client had authorization failure 16% of the time. And then if we want to understand what it's doing, we can go into insights, we can look at failure timeline, we can see when they actually failed, or we can look at a recommendation, right? So by clicking on the recommendation, the AI engine and the chatbot actually looks at that client specific to your network and says, hey, update the Wi-Fi password. That's probably what's going on. They're probably putting in the wrong password, and that's why they can't connect.
Right. So typically, you'll go to Denali and they're looking grumpy and they say, my Wi-Fi doesn't work. And then you fiddle around and then you realize only after however long, by the way, have you updated your Wi-Fi password? And he says, oh, sorry, I don't think I did. And here it tells you straight away.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely.
All right. Let's think of some other things to ask Marvis. Something like maybe if there's everybody's getting bad Wi-Fi in the conference room. Or...
Yeah, so, right, we can say, how is the Wi-Fi in the conference room, right? We'll see if that comes up. It may or may not, we'll see.
Okay.
So to find more details, it says, tell me anything about the site or device, right? So we have to know specific probably to the device, client, that kind of stuff. One of the other pieces maybe more helpful, right? It would be something like, where are my Wi-Fi coverage holes?
Okay. Oh, and does this integrate with your map? Can you see actually which Wi-Fi is problematic?
Exactly. So there's a whole mapping architecture to this, right? Where we can go and add this. And actually you can see right from this, the output, we've recently integrated with ChatGPT to give us some details around what's going on. So ChatGPT can actually assist with understanding what's going on.
Although so you got to be careful of that because, ChatGPT knows what it knows, but doesn't know what it doesn't know, right?
Right, exactly. exactly. So we can see what's going on. We can click deeper into what's going on with that, right, around design and density and so forth. So really some wild stuff there.
Okay, so what about the maps? So you know that something doesn't work somewhere. It could be any APs. Can you find out easily where they are, what they are?
Yeah, we can do that. Show me
Okay.
where my APs are located. We should be able to ask that kind of a question. And then if we pick out an AP, and obviously there's quite a list here, we can do an inventory.
LD Kitchen.
Yep, exactly. All right. Show me Salt Lake Net on the map. And we should be able to get kind of a view as to where that actually physically located. Oh, of course we get the one time that doesn't show us. Let's see if it shows us better in inventory.
Okay.
We can go right into our location services.
Cool.
Show me the location of. Man, I'm sorry, it's a disappointing one.
That's okay. But I know that I've seen the map here, and it tells you, and it certainly has everything all in one place.
Yep. So if we do go into the location experience, you can go right to that and look at the location of devices.
There you go.
And so we can see where our APs are, right? Where our clients are that are roaming, that are moving around, and so on.
Cool. All right, so we're going to move on to our next little segment, which is what happens next with, I guess this is called AI Ops. That will be the term for this whole area. So beyond actually helping your AI department solve things quicker, easier, more efficiently, can it help the whole business? Having networking, AI-driven networking, what's the business case for it?
Yeah, there's a lot of business cases. The one that we're seeing most immediately is really over ticketing and troubleshooting and mean time to resolution, right? With the AI engine getting and collecting the data, we're actually able to proactively resolve issues, right? With customers, with clients, with users and experiences. So you're not waiting for the help desk ticket to be created. The AI can basically create it and say, hey, you have a problem, adjust it.
That'd be amazing. If I do my Wi-Fi password wrong, it will know or let me know, and I don't have to do the support ticket. So that's already big. And I want to pull up over here. If anybody does want to see a demo of it, go ahead, click this QR code. You can look at the recording of this, so you can get this and check it out for yourself. So for our last segment here, recommendations and resources. So there was an article I found I thought was kind of interesting. It was by Forrester. I like the title more than anything. You say tomato and I say tomato because I'm English and I like that. So what's the AI perspective? So actually adopting this, there are different perspectives of what's your first step. How do you go about doing it? Should you change your operations first? Do you implement the technology and hope the process will follow and so forth? So give us some, for the last final minute, give us some take-home messages, how to make it practical and reasonable for everybody here.
Sure. Yeah. So in the world of where we're at with Juniper, right? Going into AI is literally just adding a software license to your devices, right? You don't have to buy new gear. You don't have to rip and replace. If you're using our products, it's literally just a part of enabling it and utilizing what we put in the cloud. If you're trying to get into AI ops within your business, that's a whole different conversation, right? Where are you at within the process? There's certainly a lot to take in and really a kind of take an inventory of what you're trying to do, where you're trying to get to. There's some really great products out there that can help you.
And I'll add as well about just this software overlay for Juniper Mist AI, that you think that you would have to feed it a lot of data in order for it to understand your own network, because how does it know? It comes as a newborn baby, you think, just putting it in there. So tell us a little bit about how Mist AI can actually learn. And
perfect. Yeah. So Mist AI collects 150 data points every minute. We've been doing this since 2016. So the analogy I always like to use is, think about electric cars, right? Tesla is the standard out there. And the reason they're the standard is because they've been doing the electric car business longer than anybody for the most part, right? So they have a lot more miles For us, we have a lot more data, and it's really that data that differentiates where we're at, how we're doing what we're doing, and what we've been able to take to the market and take to our customers.
Cool. So this is, you plug and play, you put it in, it already understands networking enough to be able to solve your network once it's actually implemented.
Exactly. And it's always learning, right? It's always
Wonderful.
collecting data. It's continuously learning, continuously evolving.
Okay. So on that positive note, I want to thank you so much for joining us and wish you a good weekend and wish all our audience here a great rest of your week. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Bye-bye.